Добрый ранок. Good morning. Today at the beginning of Rapid Trident 14, I would like to give my warm thanks to our exercise host, Ukraine.
Y'all came in at the same time.
The next person will pretty much take over as the number 2 man.
Good.
75 years ago, Russia invaded this very area. So that threat was there then, and that threat is still here today. And certainly NATO is going to continue to support training efforts that will help deter that sort of Russian aggression.
My fellow Americans, tonight I want to speak to you about what the United States will do with our friends and allies to degrade and ultimately destroy the terrorist group known as ISIL. The outbreak is such where at this point, more people will die. But if we move fast, even if imperfectly, then that could mean the difference between 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 deaths versus hundreds of thousands or even 1 million deaths. So everybody's got to move fast in order for us to make a difference. I've said that this is as important a national security priority for my team as anything else that's out there.
The network is no longer just a platform for communication and mission command, but now enables every aspect of warfighting from logistics and maintenance to the integration of effects on the battlefield.
We face great challenges and uncertainties to the east and to the south, so we must keep NATO strong.
We've seen a nation bring a military force on a border to great readiness and initially call it an exercise. Strategically supply, position, and enable that force. Then that force goes across an internationally recognized border, imposes its will on another sovereign nation by force, annexes that land by force, retreats, reforms the military formation on the eastern border of Ukraine, strategically resupplies, enables, provides for that force, and then goes across the border again and imposes its military will on a sovereign nation. That cannot be seen as a nation acting as a partner.
Threats from terrorists and insurgents will remain with us for a long time. But we also must deal with a revisionist Russia, with its modern and capable army on NATO's doorstep. And as disruptive technologies and destructive weapons proliferate in the hands of state and non-state actors, the specter of so-called hybrid warfare loomed large.
Работал с другой руки. Рука твердая, танки наши быстрые.
It's no secret that NATO is facing interesting times. Events like Russia's aggressive actions in Ukraine, the scourge of ISIL in Syria and Iraq, and the Ebola outbreak in several nations are all serious developments that we're tracking here and demand our attention.
Question for General Breedlove. Does that mean that you have information to believe that this, what was sighted in Swedish waters, was a Russian submarine of some kind?
Six months after Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in Sarajevo, President Woodrow Wilson spoke to Congress, and he predicted a growing cordiality among nations, foreshadowing an age of settled peace and goodwill. He spoke those words 101 years ago. We all know that history proved the president wrong. The so-called war to end all wars was anything but a war to end all wars. The future security environment remains uncertain, and trying to predict it will continue to be as challenging as ever. But the American people depend upon the Army to be prepared. And I know those who represent today's Army in this room know that we will not fail them.
Боевая тревога, ракетная атака. Нанести ядерный удар согласно плана боевого применения стратегической операции ядерных сил. 20 часов 27 минут 00 секунд 29 октября.
We see the movement of equipment, of tanks, of artillery, and also advanced air defense systems. We call on Russia to pull back its forces from eastern Ukraine.